Hi, I'm Rosita Alvarez. So we're in the 5th month of finishing training and starting my case studies. And yesterday I had my first checkup 3 months after I assisted 2 twins with Books Neurotherapy intensives in the summer. And what I discovered yesterday was that they fully integrated the Books Neural training that we did, and their nervous systems held all the corrections that we created in opening the learning channels, especially with them based in some motor issues. They were born very premature, very complicated pregnancy, and both of them had speech issues. One of them stuttered and the other one could not form sounds, and his tongue was almost like a muscle that he couldn't use. And so when it was part of the Books Neurotherapy has you use your tongue, and his tongue, he could only hold it in one shape, and that was just looked like a thumb, big and round. And yesterday when I checked with them, his tongue was a fully articulating muscle. He could point it and it made a tiny little point, and he was just, I didn't ask him to do that. I just said, point your tongue this way and do that. And it was an entirely different muscle that I was observing, that he had, when he left 3 months ago, he was able to speak better, speak up for himself, but what happened over the last 3 months of integration was phenomenal. He has full control over his tongue, and his mother reported that she understands everything he says, he expresses freely, and she literally, he's 6, could not understand what he's been saying his whole life, and just trying to intuit what's coming out of him. And now he speaks absolutely clearly. And the stuttering completely stopped with the other twin. And it was such a joy to see them happily participating in school. She also reported that their social behavior is more integrated in the classrooms, and that she used to always get these notes home, we're having trouble with this, we're having trouble with that, and she's not had one of those this whole semester. And it's just night and day for them. So having this early success as a Books Neurotherapy practitioner is very encouraging to me for all the future practitioners that are going to come through learning with Dr. Books. It's a tool set that changes lives. We are able to delicately and gently reach into the nervous system with our hands, with our own touch, and able to help open communication channels that were broke down in someone for whatever reason, whether it was the birth trauma, a trauma later in life, an emotional trauma, or even the structural anatomy is an inherited genetic pattern. Your dad has this issue with the shape of his skull, and you have the same thing, and that happens to affect how your eyes are resting in the orbit out of symmetry. And so we addressed those kinds of issues with Books Neurotherapy. And as a practitioner, to be able to go into those deep inner recesses of how we're put together, but do it so delicately and in a common sense way, to rebuild foundational communication so that the body can then correct itself. It's inspiring isn't even the right word. I mean, I feel so enlivened to be connecting so deeply with another person in a true elemental human experience. I feel like I'm going into the heart of humanity with a touch this light, and helping bring the world of possibilities alive for people where they have been shut off from the world of possibilities. As a new practitioner, the thing that's so amazing is actually easy. Books Neurotherapy is easy. I'm following a sequence, the sequence of how the nervous system developed, and I'm just asking, is it communicating, yes or no? And if it's not, okay, communicate. And I send the message through my hands to communicate, and I get a response from the client's body that, yep, we're communicating again. So I just follow my little steps, and voila, I have a child who can speak, whose mother could not understand him the last 6 years of his life, and now suddenly she can understand and he can speak up for himself and enunciate. And it was easy. That's the miracle of Book's neurotherapy. And the science of Book's neurotherapy and the art of it. The art of Book's neurotherapy is almost for us to get out of the way, because we would think learning disabilities are such hard things to conquer. They're hard things to cope with. That's what the truth is. They're really hard to cope with. We've got lots of workarounds and band-aids to assist with learning disabilities. But Book's neurotherapy makes the solution easy. It's profound. There's nothing like it out there anywhere in the world that will make resolving learning disabilities and the neurological deficits that accompany them, that kind of are the scaffold that holds a learning disability in place. It's these neurological deficits, and we can just take that scaffold apart, doot, 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 and it falls away.